Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue entry level to Megabase, where we last episode just got our unloading stations for fluids up and running. So we now have oil loading and oil unloading done. It's also looking very nice in our depot, having a ton of different resources stored up, ready to be used whenever our base needs it. In today's episode, we will start to build out our oil production, getting advanced oil up and running, making heavy oil, light oil, and a few other things in the cell, depending on how much we want to get into it. So if you think that's a cool idea, do remember to like the video. And if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. And let's get on with today's episode. So let's just drive over here. I think it will be very cool. So there's a few things we have to decide on today. One of them being we kind of want to have water going into this cell the same way that oil is, as that is kind of very important. So what we have to try is, if we copy this blueprint, not this one, we'll then take the station name as well. I think it will, but I hope not. Oh, it does. Let's hope it didn't send any trains. Good. Was it that one? Let's rename you to blah blah. So this will be a water input. It'll pretty much just be water unloading. I don't know why I said blah blah before. I was just afraid that we had things going. So here we'll have water flowing in. And there's no trains, so it won't request anything, luckily, even though we have it set to oil. And that will be very good. Then we have oil and water flowing in. We also need an output for the water. Some place where it can start to get its thing going. Just do that to get you hooked up. And can we? No. We can, if we do it up here, have water loading into trains. Because I kind of want some place where it actually can go in. Why don't we do this? Let's get you built. Because then we can maybe have water loading up here to go into wherever we need them. Just for now. I think that'll be a good idea. And while we wait for that, we can get the rest of this built. Let's get you up here and hooked up. Very good. And then, I placed down the wrong one, didn't I? Because we have fluid 1 and 2, don't we? Yeah, fluid on. Oh, we just don't have one over here. That's fine. You can go away. So that'll be a fluid unloading. Let's copy paste this one as well. Oh, save it to the blueprint. Fluid unloading 2. So we have both in our blueprint. Because we know we'll need 2, depending on what part of the track we put it on. So that is looking mighty fine, and we can use that around the place going forward. So now to the design of throughputs. We will need at least 2 outputs on the side for, or actually 3 outputs. We need heavy oil, light oil, and petroleum. I think we'll do it in a setup like that. So that means let's get our loading, fluid loading right here. We'll do 1, doesn't change the name, right? Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. That'll give us all the space we need to load the fluids, getting trains going. And then we have 1, 2, 3 slots left open. I won't make sulfuric acid here, as we don't need it. Oh, we can make the lubricant here. as well. So we have a lubricant output. Let's get down a fourth one. You can go right here. Might have to fix the power poles a small amount. Especially on that one, it seems. Could in theory do that. That will give us everything we need in terms of this. You'll of course put down the same one up there to keep the symmetry. Can we get you there? And that will be all of our loading. Or unloading of everything. So you'll be unloading heavy oil. Loading. Let's give that a heavy oil. I'll get put in a minute. Down here we'll have light oil. Loading. Here we are. Here, let's do it from up here. We will like to have petroleum. Is it called oil? Can't remember. Petroleum gas. That makes more sense. And did we spell it correctly? Oleum. Ah, there we go. Petroleum gas loading. We'll then change each of these to petroleum gas equal to 100. You'll go. We'll set light oil right here. And we'll set up our heavy oil there. And then the last one we need is lubricant for the massive amount of production we will need in the future. You'll be lubricant. Lubricant. There we go. Let's see, then we have water, we have oil, we have heavy oil, light oil, we have petroleum, we have lubricant. We don't have that since that requires more inputs. So there we are. That will be our current setup in terms of having a cell that will produce everything we need going forward. In case we need to copy paste this somewhere else. So to get a nice simple setup for this, why don't we go back to over here and steal the setups we have. So we can take you in theory down to here. And then we'll see, we have water on one side. We could in theory let it go in like this. Might want two next to each other. Having the outputs on the left side. What if we do one? Do something like, how will this look? A bit of space in between. Just for good measure. How much will this consume? Each of them will consume 20 crude oil per second. We have 20. That means you consume 400 per second. So that's decent enough. Let's try and keep it at that. Then we'll also need, if we go over here, we'll also need this part right here to make sure we are making everything we need. So let's just grab this blueprint. We can get you in maybe over here would be fine. We want the heavy and light oil to go into these. That can go on the back side, might be easier to manage. And then we can have the light oil and petroleum going out to the left. I think that'll be fine. So what if we do something like here? Because then we can expand it out, and that is exactly what I want, to make it a bit more expandable than we have at the moment. So let's try you. Getting things built. Missing a few things in the base, as we haven't gotten stone bricks up and running yet. But we will get that done soon. And that should be all the outputs we need. Of course, making room for more expansion of this. Actually, yeah, that's actually fine having it here. Because then we can always just double it somewhere else. So how does that look? That looks pretty good. How many how many refineries should we bring? 20? That's actually exactly what we need. We probably don't have enough for this down here though. Might have enough for a few, so why not just see how many that will place in. Come on, my minions. This is actually looking quite good. Oh, they don't require stone bricks, so we have enough in our factory to actually build all of it. Imagine that. That's cool. So that means we'll be able to hook all of this up and get things going. And in theory we can flip it, put it down here as well. And just make these two, as this should be enough lubricant for now. I think at least. So let's get this hooked up. Oh, this is way better than I had planned. Way better. So let's see. Even though we don't make all of these yet, why not just expand the pipes down? Because that'll be easier to manage. To here. This is just to future-proofing it a bit. You can do the same up here. You'll just be aligned, so that's fine. So that. And that is looking pretty good in terms of this part. A top grid has also been built. God, I love my little minions. They are brilliant. Let's get this just closed off a bit. And then we can start to take water in. But in theory, what if we do this? Will that work? What if we hook you up? Right there. This actually means we can hook up this area. Or we can just take water on this side. Let's just get the water over here. And load it in. Because we are a bit at a strange spot for all of this. And I want water to be transported by train. That is the goal. Please remove all those trees. Anything down here. Smidge over there. And look how brilliant this looks. I'm very pleased with this. Pipes slowly getting made at the mall. You can see them slowly ticking up. That is fine. The rest is getting delivered to my person as needed. Well, at least it will be. Let's just get 200 at a time of you. And let's get 200 undergrounds at a time. Let's get 100 undergrounds, just so we have some in storage. And that should... Oh yeah, not a logistic network, because I'm right in the middle of this, where there's no service. But let's hook up the things we need. We need the oil. It doesn't really matter which one we pull from, as they need to be completely empty before they request anything in. That is the way we've designed it, and that works very good. Or well even. What if we just take it from... What if we take one from right here? We'll go to there. That'll be the oil. Then we'll take one from this side. Take you... Let's see. Oh, we can actually just make this a smidge longer. There we are. To here, I think we're good. Getting you hooked up. That should be all of the oil flowing in as needed to these. We need to hook up a bit of power. Can we get both anywhere? Ooh, that works for both. But I kind of wanted someplace else to not interfere with these power poles. So you can go here in the middle. And where should we hook up this power? Could be something like that. Let's get you down this way as well. So now we have power to our entire system. We have the same 20k in storage before it starts to output into the other things. Lubricant is just allowed to run as much as needed. Because we just want that to fill up the storage before anything else. So now to hook up the things. Firstly, heavy oil needs to go down here. So we'll make like a little makeshift bus here at the back. That is the easiest way to do it. So heavy oil. You'll just go out here. You'll go down. Then you'll go into heavy oil. There we are. Then light oil. We can go a bit shorter. About here for the light oil. Yes, that's correct. Pipe in. So that is those two hooked up. Then we have the output of these, the light oil right here. Unfortunately, that is actually going in. Oh yeah, the output is right here. That's fine. It just needs to go down and hit into that one. Or just go into the main... Oh wait, that's petroleum out. Let's make sure we don't make a mistake now. We need this one to go out. Did I hook this up correctly? Oh, I did. Once we had it in the blueprint. That means light oil goes in. Heavy oil goes down here. That's not the best pipe work I've ever done. Might have to look at that in the future. Heavy oil goes up, goes in. Light goes out, goes in. Petroleum goes out and goes in. Let's just drag you along like this to the petroleum line. So let's see. This one was petroleum. No, petroleum was down here to the south. Let's get these connected up because they're not connected up at the moment. We can connect it up out here, can't we? Making a small bus on this side as well. So petroleum, go to here. Means you'll go that way and that way. Light oil will go right here, going that way and that way. And heavy oil can, in theory, well, it can be right here, going that way and that way. That looks kind of cool, I think, at least. Then we can take the exact same, take it up here and line it up. That should be correct with you right there. So now we have petroleum going to here, going there, connecting up to that one. We need petroleum to connect up to this line as well, as this one outputs petroleum. So you to here. Continues. We'll need to hook up the heavy oil right here. So you can, in theory, jump to here and connect up like that, making sure that heavy oil goes into this system and starts to supply it. Light oil will be down here. It means we actually don't need... That one is redundant. We have the light oil going in That one is redundant. That is connected up. Let's see. Let's see here. I'll go in. Right there. That is a light oil hooked up. We did have a surplus of light oil coming out right here, but that is going back up in that one. That one's connected up to the backside here, so that is a part of the loop. So that seems pretty good. There we are. Petroleum. Very good. Light oil. Lubricant, sorry. Will get its own. That's heavy oil. That's good. Wait. You are connected up completely wrong. Thank God we don't have any fluid in the system yet. Because you're not supposed to do it here. You're supposed to go to here instead. That is the petroleum we want to get. We'll go down here. Boom, boom. That should be petroleum. The lubricant has to go, it could in theory just go around the backside instead, so out here and down. Would probably be the easiest way to control it. Yeah, it probably would be. Why don't we take you out this way instead? You can stay right there. But guys, how many of you think this is gonna work in the first go? When we turn this on? Do vote on that or comment down below before we get to the end of this episode. I'd like to see how many of you believes in my skill, in my piping skill. That looks pretty good. So light oil, heavy oil fixed. This one, oh, we need the water in as well. Let's just make a water main running over this way because we actually need quite a bit of water. And now I'm wondering, is one water line gonna be enough? Or will we need two? Let's see if we start you about here as a water line. Water. There, and there. Boom, boom. That's correct. Right here. Water. And let's continue downwards. We need water on the bottom one right here. So you'll be water and you'll be water. Doesn't need to continue any more than that. Let's just give us water into this line. Let's give us water in here. This one does require water. That seems very, very good. So as it stands right now, I think pretty much the only thing we need to get all of this running and actually producing is just getting a water train. So why don't we just hook that up? You are water unloading. Good. Let's make a water loading up here. Should we make 2 loading stations? That is what I'm trying to... Why don't we do this instead? I think this was the correct call. What if we do that and just mark in some landfill for maybe the area right here. That gives us a nice straight line for the water. That means we can use these 2 stations. Or at least we can use the top one at least for water filling. No, we can't even use these. These won't work. Well, we'll build them. But it doesn't work as thin. We'll have to use this one over here. Good to know. So, water. I would like to get my fluids unloading. We can just take it at the bottom one, get the water from over to the right, getting it transported over here and in some orderly fashion. Let's try that. Pumps being made now. What are they requiring? This should be set up down there, so we should... Yeah, we have more. Good. And then we just need to get the water pumps to deliver water over here. And... Ooh, was that the wrong one I put in? Unloading. Please deconstruct that and get it to fluid loading, please. Let's get you right there. And voila. So that will load the fluids in. You will be water as soon as you get here. Water loading. Because now we have an unloading station. We have water loading. Then I'll be able to travel around. Might want to fill in this one in the middle as well, so the travel distance becomes a bit shorter. Let's just line you up and look, again, it's so nice when things just fit together. It is so beautiful. Let's get that. Give them something to do. I don't want my robots to be idling. Let's get... I think one water pump might be enough. We could set up two. Just to make sure we have enough throughput. Let's do from here to there. We have we have robots nearby to fill it in, so that should be fine. Let's do the same on this side. Having water pipes going in somewhere. You'll have to start here instead, it seems. And we'll probably fix the other one as well while we're at it. To have the symmetry. I know this is temporary. Maybe temporary at least. There we are. That's good. The rest of the landfill is getting flown in from around the world. That is looking very, very good. So what's going in? Jump here to here, from there to in. From here to here, from here to in. There we are, like water flowing. Now I'll start to fill the tanks. That'll make sure that this one, when water is equal to 100, you'll open. It's fine you have oil because that way you'll never open unless we have it. And then we should be able to actually just set in a train. So let's get the correct trains this time. You'll go from depot active to water loading full to depot to water unloading. Let's get a second train. You can just go right here. Yeah. Copy that, paste it here. We now have two water trains. Oh, we forget the conditions of the last one. An active and empty. An active, full, an active, empty. There we are. Let's grab a small amount of what's it called? Oil? Not oil, sorry, coal. just to get this one off the ground. I think that should be enough to at least get it moving. Could in theory get the robots to place down the trains instead, but I think this will be fine. So won't this work now? This won't activate because there's no in it. These won't. This one is activated, but if we do you now, we'll do you. That means they'll go back over our newly constructed area. That got made quite quickly, to be honest. And let's get that way, the same up here. Look at that. Things are going in. It looks so good. I love this. Please go into the depots. Thank you. And now all we need to do is hook up 2 pumps. We actually have to. Imagine that. Let's see. Water, water, water. Water. Pump, pump. Pump, pump. So now water is flowing in. That is slowly being filled. If you want higher throughput on your pipes, you just need to add in, what's it called, more pumps in between. So whenever there's an underground, you'll just put a pump as well to keep the throughput. That will help a lot. But this is looking decent enough. Still have water flowing, giving us what we need. Let's just watch it in action. And let's do a final check. The oil is here. That's working. The water will work. And then we'll see if everything's hooked up correctly. We do need to get the trains in still. So that we can do in just... Well, I don't want to do it before we have some place that needs them. Because that is always an issue. Let's see, that's still closed. What is going here? That is... That is open for 2. Yeah. Perfect. Kind of funny. Oh yes, because there's 2 trains going in. Wow, that filled up fast. And look at that. Now the buffer can handle it. We're still requesting 2 trains. Now we'll wait until this one is full again. And then we'll request 2 new trains. That is brilliant. So water's going back over here, as that is the way it's designed. Go to the depot first. That means you'll leave. You will go and drop off the water at our water area here and get it delivered into this area. And then we have pretty much oil production sorted to get the... Yeah, lubricants. I did hook up the lubricant. Good. Good, 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 good. Let's see. There goes the water. That flows in. All of these starts. Here comes more water. That goes in. They all start. Ooh, we do need... No, that's never mind. We don't... I was about to say we needed a flow valve on that, but we don't. And look at that. Things are flowing in. And this won't start before it's completely full of either of these 2, so we can make more petroleum. So what we designed back at the main bus is actually working well for us at the moment. Oh guys, I did miss one thing. Damn it. No, did I? Yeah, I forgot to hook up this one. Oh, thank God for that, because I hooked it up wrong. Woo! Okay guys, I'm guessing you won if you guessed that I would hook up something wrong. Because I did, because it's the lubricant we want out, and we want the heavy oil in. And we might just steal it from over here, as that is an easier place to get it. So let's grab that. Don't need you. Now we're making lubricant as well. So that is working. That is looking mighty, mighty fine. Having lubricant flowing, we have petroleum over here. Light oil and heavy oil. So I think this is a pretty decent place to stop. So do comment what you think about this setup, how we can expand it out, and if it actually works as intended. So thank you so much for watching guys. Do remember to like the video, and if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. And with that, I'm from Dgray, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye guys.